Just moments ago, BTS members Taehyung and Jungkook arrived at Incheon International Airport, instantly throwing the atmosphere into chaos as ARMY screamed and called out their names. Taehyung and his partner were seen holding each other closely while being tightly guarded by security. However, a tense moment occurred when an individual broke through the barricade despite the presence of guards. As of now, the motive behind the incident remains unknown, whether it was an attempt to harm Taehyung and his partner or something else entirely. The situation escalated quickly as security immediately went on high alert, forming a protective barrier around them. This incident highlights just how massive the influence of Taehyung and Jungkook truly is. Watch the continuation of this video and don't miss it. Before we start, make sure you're ready to love this moments. Welcome to Taekook Velvet. The atmosphere at Incheon International Airport instantly transformed into a sea of excitement as Taehyung and Jungkook were seen stepping out of the arrivals gate. Despite the long journey evident on their faces, both of them still radiated an undeniable charm. Taehyung appeared iconic with his artistic and elegant fashion style, while Jungkook opted for a relaxed yet highly fashionable look, creating a perfect contrast between the two. Their arrival was immediately greeted by the roaring cheers of ARMY, who had been patiently waiting since early morning. The flashes of cameras from media crews and fans' phones seemed endless, illuminating their every step and creating a grand atmosphere. Behind the tight security, Taehyung and Jungkook didn't forget to offer warm waves and gentle smiles toward the crowd, acknowledging the overwhelming support surrounding them. This homecoming felt deeply emotional, as if it served as a remedy for fans longing to see the two global stars in person on home soil. Even as they moved quickly toward their waiting vehicle, the positive energy and love filling the airport corridors proved just how strong their influence and bond with their loyal fans in South Korea truly is. However, amid the excitement, tension briefly escalated when the situation became difficult to control. A few overly aggressive individuals lost control and attempted to break through the barricades to get closer and take photos with Taehyung and Jungkook. This reckless behavior caused pushing and shoving within the crowd, triggering a moment of panic in the previously orderly arrivals area. Seeing the threat, the security team responded swiftly and decisively. Forming a solid line, they created a human shield to protect the two artists from direct physical contact. The guards firmly yet professionally blocked every attempt to breach the barrier, ensuring that no one crossed the safety line. Their quick response was crucial in preventing the situation from escalating further. Although slightly startled by the sudden chaos, Taehyung and Jungkook maintained their composure under tight protection. They continued walking with even closer security until they reached the airport exit. Thanks to the guards' firm control, both safely entered their vehicle, leaving behind the gradually calming airport atmosphere as their car departed. Despite the earlier tension, Taehyung and Jungkook continued to show remarkable professionalism and empathy. Before fully entering the vehicle, they paused briefly at the exit. With soft yet clear voices amid the noise, they greeted everyone with a synchronized hello, accompanied by a polite bow as a sign of respect. This brief greeting was met with an intensified flurry of camera flashes from journalists positioned strategically nearby. Reporters competed for the best angles, capturing close-up expressions of the two stars. Taehyung occasionally flashed his signature V sign toward the cameras, while Jungkook gave a small nod with a sincere gaze, ensuring the media captured the moments they needed. This short interaction became a sweet closing moment amid the tense security escort. Journalists busily noted details of their appearance, while the echoing cheers of ARMY responding to the hello filled the entire outdoor area of the airport. Their warmth proved that even under heavy protection, their hearts remained open to those who support their journey. Amid the lingering noise, a quieter yet deeply meaningful moment unfolded within the security formation. As they walked swiftly toward the vehicle, Taehyung and Jungkook naturally moved closer to each other, as if seeking comfort in the midst of the overwhelming attention. Their fingers intertwined tightly, not just a spontaneous gesture, but a symbol of the unwavering support they have built over the years. The warmth of that handhold seemed to silence the chaos around them. Fans who noticed the moment were deeply moved, witnessing how the two silently supported each other. Words of admiration and love poured from the crowd, praising the sincerity of their bond. For many, it was clear evidence of a relationship that goes beyond mere colleagues. The occasional exchange of glances between them created the impression that the noisy world around them faded away, leaving space only for genuine affection. Their hands remained intertwined until they reached the car door, offering a sense of calm to anyone who witnessed it. This simple yet meaningful moment served as a reminder of the powerful energy of love they radiate, an unbreakable bond that continues to touch hearts around the world. Despite the exhaustion from their long journey, Taehyung and Jungkook's schedule did not end at the airport. Behind the closed doors of their vehicle, their focus immediately shifted to the major responsibility awaiting them. They were scheduled to reunite with the other BTS members to prepare for a special performance at the highly anticipated Arirang album concert in Korea. Their packed schedule has become a constant in their lives, where rest is a rare luxury. Upon arriving at the rehearsal venue, they were warmly welcomed by the other members, who shared the same enthusiasm. Despite just coming through the chaos of the airport, Taehyung and Jungkook quickly joined the formation, aligning their rhythm and energy to deliver a perfect performance for audiences in Korea and around the world. This extraordinary dedication reflects their professionalism in maintaining high-performance standards despite an almost non-stop schedule. Every dance move and note they practiced that night proved that physical exhaustion is no barrier to their artistry. The Arirang concert was not just another stage, it was a grand celebration on home soil that demanded total commitment from every member, ensuring their return to the domestic stage would become an unforgettable historic moment. Inside the spacious rehearsal room, the powerful beats of the Arirang album echoed, fueling Taehyung and Jungkook's adrenaline as they synchronized their movements with the other members. Despite lingering jet lag, their high level of professionalism kept them fully focused on every detail of the choreography. Occasionally, they exchanged brief discussions with the choreographer to ensure each transition would look flawless and deliver a strong visual impact. The presence of the other BTS members brought an extra surge of energy. Lighthearted jokes from Jin or Jimin during short breaks became the perfect remedy for exhaustion amid the demanding schedule. This togetherness proved that despite the tiring airport experience, their brotherhood remains the core strength that keeps them standing strong against the pressures of the industry. As night approached, the intensity of rehearsals increased alongside the nearing performance time. Taehyung immersed himself deeply in every note of the modernized traditional songs, while Jungkook showcased endless stamina, training his vocals while dancing energetically. This hard work was not just routine, it was their tribute to Korean culture embodied in the Arirang album concept, a project they are deeply proud to present to the domestic audience. The long-awaited day finally arrived, as a massive stadium in Seoul filled with thousands of fans holding brightly glowing light sticks. Backstage, Taehyung and Jungkook exchanged final words of encouragement before the curtain rose. A simple pat on the shoulder and a confident nod between them signaled their readiness to give everything. The tension from the airport had now transformed into burning determination to command the grand stage. As the stadium lights dimmed and the opening music began, thunderous cheers erupted, welcoming their musical heroes back home. Taehyung and Jungkook's performance at the Arirang concert was truly mesmerizing, combining stunning visuals with stable vocals despite their intense schedule. Every movement told the story of their long journey, taking the audience on an emotional ride through an unmatched artistic performance. The concert concluded with a heartfelt moment as all members stood at the front of the stage for their final bow. Under the glow of spotlights and falling confetti, Taehyung and Jungkook stood side by side, gazing at the sea of fans with teary eyes filled with pride. The success of that night proved that their dedication to their craft and their love for their fans will always outweigh any exhaustion, closing their return to Korea with a truly sweet victory. Leave your positive comments here, the best comment will be pinned as a way to honor their love. Thank you to everyone who continues to support this channel. May God reward all of your kindness. This video reflects my personal opinion and interpretation. It is made for entertainment purposes only and does not represent confirmed facts. The silence of the Korean media that night was an unexpected form of tribute to such a pure honesty, which rarely happens on an entertainment stage full of falsehoods. They realize that what they have just seen is not just content to increase the rating, but a very deep human moment. Every movement of their bodies after the incident showed perfect synchronization, as if the great weight they had been carrying had been lifted completely from their shoulders. They continued their steps towards the shuttle vehicle with their heads held high, leaving the airport, which was now filled with whispers of amazement and speculation that began to heat up. Amateur videos taken by fans began to spread like fire on social media, but the narrative that was built was no longer about scandal, but about the beauty of a loyalty. The world seems to be forced to see the other side of the K-pop industry, where love and identity are starting to find their space to breathe freely. Many wonder whether this is the end of a long wait or the beginning of a new era for their future career journey. However, looking at the way they look at each other, it is clear that they no longer care about what the newspaper will write tomorrow morning. The psychology behind this action shows a very high level of confidence, where they have reached a point where personal happiness is much more valuable than validation from outside parties. This is a very crucial turning point, especially for idols who are often trapped in strict rules regarding romantic relationships. The international media also began to give the spotlight, calling this incident in Incheon as one of the most iconic moments in the history of modern pop culture in 2026. Their name topped the search list around the world, creating a wave of discussion involving various circles, from industry observers to sociologists. But behind all that global noise, there is a simpler message that wants to be conveyed, that everyone has the right to love and be loved without fear, even under the spotlight of the airport. V and Jungkook have proven that the power of honesty is far greater than the fear of criticism or rejection. Along with the car that took them away from the crowd, Incheon Airport slowly returned to its normal rhythm, but the atmosphere there will never be the same again. The people who were eyewitnesses that night brought home a story that will never be forgotten for the rest of their lives. An in-depth analysis of the moments before the incident shows how mature this plan may not be planned, but born from a sincere emotional impulse. There was no doubt in Jungkook's gaze, and there was no fear in V's gesture as they decided to share that personal moment with the world. This is a victory for those who always support the freedom of expression of idols, and a challenge for the industry to be more open and inclusive in the future. The impact of this action is predicted to change the way big agencies handle the privacy and relationships of their big artists. The silence of the Korean media that night eventually broke into thousands of analysis articles, but the point remained the same, that love has its own way to find its way home. And that night, the way home passed through the airport arrival gate, in front of thousands of eyewitnesses who saw a miracle happening in front of their own eyes. Many will continue to debate the motive behind this action, but for those who know their long journey, this moment is the culmination of all the struggles they have gone through. The silence at the airport at that time was proof that the truth was sometimes so powerful that even words could no longer explain it. We may see many changes in the next few days regarding their contracts, advertisements, or schedules, but one thing is certain is that their position in the hearts of the fans is increasingly unshakable. They are no longer just members of a music group, but a symbol of courage for the new generation that longs for authenticity. This moment at Incheon Airport will always be remembered as the airport kiss that changed everything, a sign that love knows no place in time to show its existence. And the world finally learned to be silent for a moment and appreciate the sincerity that was shown so boldly. Thank you for accompanying this narrative journey to the end, and let's wait for how history will write the next chapter of this amazing story. Stay with us for a deeper analysis and the latest updates regarding news developments that continue to shake the global entertainment world.